Chris Leckness from GottaBeMobile.com, and we have another Android phone to take a look at today. This one is called the Samsung Transform, and it was announced just last week at CTIA for the Sprint network. I don't know really how popular this phone is going to be with the likes of the Epic 4G and the Evo 4G on the Sprint network. Both pretty similar price points. The Epic 4G you can get for like $249, and it's got a slide out keyboard like this one does. And the Evo 4G is like $199, and it's an HTC phone, no slide out keyboard, but they're both 4G phones, and I just don't see how another Android offering is actually going to make it on the same network with not quite such a powerful phone and speeds. But anyway, this is a slide out keyboard phone, and it is one of the first of 3 Sprint phones to have Sprint ID built in, which I'll explain that later. So anyway, we're going to do a quick unboxing and hardware tour, and probably tomorrow, the next day, I will bring you a software tour and give you a lot more in-depth info about Sprint ID. So anyway, this is the Samsung Transform, and it's a Android device running 2.1, and we will go ahead and before we pop in there, let's see what they say is in here. If they do. They do. The Transform 1500 milliamp hour battery, AC charger, USB-C cable, micro SD memory card and adapter, and the junk. So anyway, let's bust right up into it here. And it's probably been pre-seated with a battery and everything because this came from Sprint's PR. We have the device there, as you can see, and in a carefully nice little band there, all the junk that we're not even going to open yet, or probably at all. So under here we have USB to micro sync charge cable. We have an AC adapter that the USB plugs into, so you can hook it up to the computer or this adapter. And yeah, looks like all we got. Oh, we do have a micro SD to SD card adapter, and I don't know if the actual micro SD card is in there. No, it is not. It's actually probably already pre-seated into the phone. So we'll put this stuff away here, and we will get to the good stuff, or the good one thing, which is the phone here. So we'll take that out, put this aside. This is, like I said, a QWERTY keyboard slider. Oh, and that keyboard feels really nice first touch there. The device, pretty good size to it, pretty good weight, and we will take a look and see if the battery and micro SD card are pre-installed as assumed. It's plastic backing. It's got a rubberized, non-stick kind of surface on the back there. It is a plastic back. Underneath the 1500 milliamp hour battery, there is nothing. This is a CDMA phone on Sprint, so that is to be expected. Alright, it looks like the micro SD card is only accessible with the back cover off, as you can see there. Here's the micro SD card here, and let's see what they gave us. Okay, come out of there. Alright, we've got an wow, they got cheap on us. 2 gig micro SD card in there. So if I was to buy this phone, I believe I would go ahead and pop me an 8 or 16 in there for sure. Gotta have room for your tunes, right? Alright, so let's pop this back cover back on here and show you what we got. So on the side here, it looks like we've got a volume up and down rocker. On the top, the 3.5mm headphone jack, and just like on the Fascinate that I looked at on Verizon last week, it's got a sliding door for your sync charge cable instead of like a little flap, something that can actually fall off with time. I like that a lot. On the side here, looks like we've got power, and that looks to be like a voice search button. And down here you have your camera button. On the bottom all we have is the microphone hole there. On the front you got your 4 pretty standard Android device buttons there, which are not physical buttons, but you know what I'm saying. On the front you have a VGA front facing camera for video conferencing and so forth. We've got our sensors and so forth there, and your speaker grill there. Nice little screen there. I believe it's a 3.5 inch oh, I saw that there and I thought that it was booting up on me. It's a 3.5 inch HVGA screen. And yeah, so on the back we've got a LED flash and a 3.5 megapixel camera, and the Sprint logo, Samsung logo. Ooh, and we just dropped the device. Right here on the keyboard, you've just got your standard keyboard. You got a function key for accessing your numbers, and I like that a lot. I don't really like the numbers in like a keypad format there like some devices do. Got a .com button there, I like that. A little arrow directionals here, and like I said, the keyboard feels really good. They're flush, they're not really raised as you can see there, but the tactile feel is very nice. I like that. So let's take a look at it next to a couple other devices here. This is the Galaxy S Samsung Fascinate on Verizon. Not really a good comparison considering that this is a candy bar and not a slider as this one is, but you see it's not too much thicker even with the keyboard. It's a little shorter, the width is just a tad bit thinner on the Sprint version here, or not Sprint version, but anyway. Let's look at it next to one of my old trusty favorites, the HTC Touch Pro 2. The Touch Pro 2 is a tad bit thicker, about the exact same height and width, and just a tad bit more thickness on the Touch Pro 2 here. Screen is just about the same. Very nice comparison there. And like I said, on the keyboards here, the keyboard, this has actually got a full extra row here with the actual numbers there, where you got bigger keys on this one with the condensed numbers with the function key. So the trusty iPhone, we'll look at it next to there. Just a little bit shorter than the iPhone, not too much thicker than the iPhone, despite iPhone not having a slide out keyboard. And if they would ever come out with a iPhone Pro per se, because it seems like everything that's called Pro is got a slide out keyboard, I would probably grab that. So there we go. And yeah, Alabama lost last weekend. I am pretty shocked. So anyway, let me go ahead and give you a first power on here. And I'm going to take this screen protector off here so you can actually see what we're doing. I'll set that over there and see how quick this initial boot time is. This is the first time I've actually turned it on. It's probably been turned on by Sprint's PR, but we'll see here momentarily. Like I said, it did have the battery, and well, I believe the micro SD card's probably always plugged in, but I'm pretty sure the battery came in the box in a new retail sale. So like I said, it's running Android 2.1. It's one of the first 3 that were announced last week on Sprint Android devices that were announced on Sprint last week at CTA 2010 that will be running or have the ability to use Sprint ID, which is a new kind of software package program that Samsung has put out there where you can actually customize a phone and get packs of data that will help you to customize, help a less, I don't want to say, it makes it easier and quicker to install the items that fit your style of what you want in a phone. So you see it's already booted up here. I'll tell you a few more things about the device. You've got Sprint TV, Obviously with GPS navigation, like always, or like most phones these days, smartphones that is. Slide out QWERTY keyboard, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, all the good stuff. Nothing really special about it. Running an 800 megahertz processor. It's only got 512 meg of internal memory, and as you saw, we've got the 2 gig right up under there, the 2 gig micro SD card that they pre-installed for you. I would recommend grabbing a much larger one, obviously, but yeah, it's a 3.5 inch capacitive VGA screen, WVGA screen, and supports multi-touch, 1500 milliamp hour battery, blah blah blah. So out here where I live, we'd actually have EVDO, but not anything better than that. I was actually expecting to see 1X out here. So anyway, here is the front page, and we've got one in the middle and 2 on each side, it looks like here. And I will give you more on the software a bit later, but yeah, here we go. Kind of neat there. It's a little bit slow initially here. Pretty responsive on the back button there. So, I don't know. We shall see. Let's change the wallpaper, see what we look like there. Let's see here. So you've got ID wallpapers there, as you can see. So, anyway, no pictures found on here. So, but yeah, that's it. That's the first look at the Samsung Transform on the Sprint network. Like I said, it was announced last week at CTIA. And, oops, let's see how quick. Let me get back to the home screen here and see how quick that screen rotation is. Do we get a screen rotation? Guess not. Anyway, announced on Sprint last week. There were this is one of 3 Android phones. This is probably the most hard-hitting one, I believe. And as I said, I don't really see this. I can't see this doing too much good on the Sprint network with the likes of the Epic 4G and the Evo 4G for not too much more money on that network already. Other than just, having Sprint ID and being newer, I just don't see anything compelling enough to, off the quick glance. I'm going to actually review this for a couple weeks alongside the Verizon Samsung Fascinate, which is the Galaxy S offering there. But it's $399 brand new. You get a $150 instant rebate, $100 mail-in rebate, which makes the final price $149.99 with a 2-year contract. And in parentheses, on the press release that I posted on Gotta Be Mobile last week, 2-year data and voice contract required. So $149. The Evo 4G is $199, and the Epic 4G is $249. So it gets down to a price point that's a little more affordable, but I don't know, for $100 more, the Epic 4G looks really, really nice. So anyway, my name's Chris Leckness, GottaBeMobile.com, and thanks for watching.